Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Topic 5: Analyze and solve system of linear equations. And we are going to solve questions from lesson 4 that says solve the system by elimination. So this is our main objective, like how can we solve the simultaneous linear equations by elimination. So what is the meaning of eliminate? So to eliminate means to get rid of something or to remove something. Now when we are dealing with the equations, what does it mean? It means that you solve the equations by eliminating one of the variable, either x or y, using addition or subtraction. Now what does it mean using addition or subtraction? Obviously I will explain on the next slides that what does it mean, but the main idea is that we try to get rid of one of the variable in step 1 by elimination, right? And only the other variable is left by the end of the first step, and then you can easily get the value of that variable. So here if you look at the key concept is you apply the properties of the equality to solve the system of linear equations algebraically by eliminating a variable. Okay, now if you like variable terms have the same or the opposite coefficient. So look at this, here we have some like terms in both the equations. 3x and 3x, they are the like terms. So there is a possibility that these like terms will have the same or the opposite coefficient. Means this 3 and 3, maybe it have the same sign or maybe it will have the different sign. So we are going to discuss both cases with same signs and with different signs. If you look at the next key concept, it says one or both equations can be multiplied so that the like variable terms have the same opposite coefficient. Now what is the difference between this pair of equations and this pair of equations? Here in this pair I have a variable with the same coefficients, okay, but in this equation when I compare the coefficients of the x, they are different. When I compare the coefficients of y, they are different. That means here I have to go for an extra step. So right now in this video I'm going to work only on this step to solve the riddle. Now if you look at the system of equation, the terms are already aligned, means the y term and are above each other, the x terms are together. Now what do I have to notice? I have to notice that do the like terms have the same variable? So when I compare the x terms, they have different coefficients. Okay, now when I look at the y terms, do they have the same coefficient? Yes, they have the same coefficient. This one has 1 and this one has 1, right? Now how I can eliminate or get rid of this y? If I start adding these equations downward. Now look at this, 2x plus 4x will give me 6x. And here positive 1 and negative 1, so their answer will be 0. That means they will cancel each other. And here 8 plus 4 will be 12. That means I have added both the equations because already the coefficients of y were having different signs. What if they will be having the same signs? I will discuss this case on the next slide. Clear? So let's complete this question. Now 6x, to get the value of x, I'll divide this side by 6 and I will divide this side by 6, so it will give me the value of x, that is 2. So this is all step 1. Like I have eliminated one of the variable and the variable that was left, I found its value. Now what is step 2? Now in step 2 I'm gonna substitute this value of x into any of the basic equations, you can say, or the equation that were given in the question. So let's say if I choose the first equation, it says 2x plus y equals 8. Now x is going to be no more over there and this is going to be replaced by its value, that is 2. So that means I'm gonna have 4 plus y equals 8. To get the value of y, I'll move that 4 to the other side, so it will be up with the opposite sign, it will become negative 4. So the value of x is becoming 4. Okay, I got my system of equations is solved, like it is x equals 2 and y equals 4. Last step, if you want to do that, it's your choice. Let's say if you want to check your answer, how can you check that is your answer right or wrong? You can bring the basic equations here, or the equations that are given in the question, 2x plus y equals 8, and here the second one says 4x minus y equals 4. Now replace these x and y by their value. So this is going to be replaced by 2 and this is going to be replaced by 4. So look at this, 2 times 2 will be 4 and add this 4, so it becomes equal to 8. That means the answer of the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. If you substitute this one by 2 and this one by 4, so 4 times 2 is 8 minus 4, it will be equal to 4. This shows that our answer is 100% correct. This step is optional. If you want to do it, that's great. If you want to skip it, no problem. You got the answer. Okay, now let's discuss the second case. What is the second case? If you compare these two questions that I have written over here, they want us to solve these this system of equations and this system of equations. So look at this here. When I look at the like terms, x, r and r, their coefficients are different, so it means it's not going to help me. But if I look at this one, 3s and 3s, these are like terms with different signs, right? That means directly this can be eliminated. S can be eliminated. Now look at the second example. When I compare the like terms, so I found that 3x and 3x, they have the same coefficient. The x variables have the same coefficients, but when I look at the y variables, they have different coefficients. So that means y is not going to help me. Only this x can help me. But what is the problem now? The problem is they do not have different signs, right? How I will eliminate them? To eliminate the variables with their coefficients should have different signs. Okay, now how I can get different signs? So it's my choice now. I can multiply the first equation by -1 so that all the signs of this equation will be changed. Or it's my choice, I can multiply the second equation by -1, then the signs of the second equation will be changed. Okay, let's for the, like you can say in the beginning, let's multiply the first equation by the second equation by -1. So let's multiply this equation by -1. What will happen now? I will write the system of equations again. So the first equation is 3x plus 5y equals 17. What is the second equation? Now I'm gonna multiply this -1 with all the three terms that are in the equation. So this one will become -3x, this one will become -2y, and this one will become -14, right? Now sometimes the students, they save their time, they do not show all this step. Simply they realize they need the this 3x to be with the opposite sign, with negative sign, so they simply change all the signs of each term and they put the signs opposite. Clear? For example, like this is +3, they will directly write it -3. This is +2y, they will directly write it -2y. And this one 14, they will change it into -14. They do not show here that they are multiplying it by -1 because it's the same thing, right? Now let's complete the question. Now what will happen? I will start solving them downward. When I say solving them, that means I have to solve them according to, I have to add or subtract them according to their signs. So 3x and -3x, they have the opposite sign, so they will cancel each other. 3 minus 3 will be 0. Now 5y is positive, -2y. So what will be the final answer? If I solve them together, it will be 3y. Means if I add them, the answer will be 3y. If you add these two, 17 minus 14, it will be 3. Now how can you get the value of y? Divide this side by 3, divide this side by 3, and the value of y will be 1. Now what should I do? This is all step 1. What will be step 2 now? In step 2, we substitute this value, the one that we got in step 1, into any of the equations. It's all our choice. I'll go with the second one. Why? Because it has a little bit smaller numbers. Or I can go with the first one. Doesn't matter. So let's write the first one. 3x plus 5y equals 17. So this y is going to be replaced by 1. No more y over here. So we will get 3x plus 5 equals 17. Now step by step, move these numbers to the other side. So this one will be -5 on the other side. So 3x equals 12. And now divide each side by 3. It will give us x equals 4. right? So our system of equations is solved. So I have discussed two cases with you. One of the case is when you have already the like terms have the same coefficients with already different signs, and the like terms, they have the same coefficients but their signs are similar. If the signs are similar, we need to change the signs of one of the equation by multiplying it by -1. So this was all about the examples. Let's solve some questions now from the exercise or lesson. This is the first question. Now let's start. Let's compare the variables or the like terms. So when I compare the y with the y, yes, these are like terms. They have the same coefficient 1 and 1, and even the x like terms, they have the same coefficient 1 and 1. So what can be eliminated directly? Now it's all my choice. I can eliminate the y because they have the same coefficient 1 and 1, and I can eliminate the x because they also have the same coefficient 1 and 1. But what can be done directly without changing any signs? X could be eliminated directly because they already have different signs, right? So let's complete it. So I'll draw a line over here. Drawing this line means we are solving it, adding it or subtracting it downward according to the signs. So 1y and 1y will become 2y. -1x and +1x, their answer will be 0, so we will cancel them. And here let's add them. It's 184. Now how can we get the value of y? We will divide each side by 2. So 184 divided by 2, so we will get here 92, right? So this is the value of y, and our step 1 is done. What do we have to do in step 2? We have to substitute this value into any of the equations that are given in the question. I'll go with the second one, y plus x equals 156. Maybe some of you will be thinking why I chose the second equation. By the way, you can choose any of these because I think somehow it's easy to deal with the positive signs. So here you will put 92 plus x equals 156. By the way, if you will be using the calculators, then there is no issue. So x equals, this one will change into -92. So 156 minus 92 will be 64. So the value of x, it becomes 64, and the system of equations is solved. We got the values of both our variables. Here's the next question, question number 7. Look at this. Now they want you to, you can say it's like a riddle, it's like a puzzle, that what are they doing? They have done some of the steps, and some of the steps they want you to complete them. So look at this. This is the first equation. If you notice the first equation, it was 2x minus 2y -4, and here the first equation has been changed. So this shows that they have multiplied the first equation by what? By -1, because 2x has changed to -2x, -2y has changed to, as I was telling you on one of the slide, that directly you can change the signs of the of each term. So look at this, +2x has changed to -2x, -2y to +2y, -4 to +4. So this shows that they have multiplied the first equation by -1. Does it matter that if we multiply the second equation by -1? No, it does not matter. It's all our choice. We can change the signs of the first equation, or we can change the signs of the second equation. But wait, why are we changing the signs? The reason is because when I notice, when I compared the like terms here, these like terms were having different coefficients. These like terms were having the same coefficients, but the signs were already also the similar. That means I need to change their signs to eliminate them, right? So to eliminate, you can say to eliminate this variable, I multiplied the first equation by -1. Now what will happen? This is going to cancel because -2 and +2 will be 0, and 2y plus 1y will become 3y. Why I'm adding these? Because they have the same signs. In case they will be having the different sign like they have here, so they will be subtracted. Now here 4 and 11 will become 15, and now they skipped one of the step in which you will divide this side by 3 and you will divide this side by 3, so it will give you y equals 5, right? Okay, now this is all step 1. What do we have to do in step 2? They have, look at this, they have chosen the second equation. As I told you, the one that has the positive signs is easy to deal with. So 2x plus y equals 11. Now y is going to be replaced by 5. What next? Now if you move this 5 to the other side, it will be subtracted from the other side, so 11 minus 5 will be 6, and then you have to divide each side by 2, so it will give you x equals 3, right? So we have x equals 3 and y equals 5. Our puzzle is solved. So let's solve some more questions from the lesson now. Here is the next question, but I want you to pause the video here and solve this question on your own. Already they have given you the system of equations. It's here. They only want you to use the elimination method to solve the equations to find the weight of each train. To find the weight of each train means what is the value of A, it will give you the weight of the train A, and what is the value of B, it will give you the weight of train B, right? Better pause the video here and complete it on your own. Here is the answer for this question. Train A, its weight is 241 tons, and train B, its weight is 71 tons. As you can see here, already we were having in the like terms B and B, they were having the same coefficient with different signs. That means we can add the fractions, we can add the equations. So as a result, this variable will be eliminated and the rest of the steps are the same. Let's solve another question here. They said consider the system of equations. Solve the system of equations by elimination. So this is, you are going to do it on your own by pausing the video. Step 2 in B part, they are saying if you solve this equation by substitution instead, what would be the solution? Does it matter that which method we are using? Because maybe someone is comfortable with the substitution method and someone else like the elimination method, and someone maybe like to do it with graphing. So it does not matter with which method do you use, it will give you the same answer, right? So for the B part, you can say it does not matter which method we are using, we will get the same solution set. Now better pause the video here and solve part A on your own. So here is the solution for this question. By the way, I was waiting for this slide to just explain you something. Look at this here. When I compare the x and the x variables, their coefficients are same, 1 and -1. That means I do not need to multiply any of the equation, or I do not need to change the signs of any of the equations, right? Like here the x will cancel x. But what about this -3.1 and +3.55? As I told you, we are solving these variables according to their, or you can say these terms according to their signs. So if they will be having the same sign, that means they will be added, but if they are having the different sign, they will be subtracted, right? Or you can say different signs we subtract. If they will have same signs, we will add. Actually we are doing addition. The main operation is addition, but according to their signs, sometimes we need to subtract the terms and sometimes we need to add the terms. So if you note, if we write it on the calculator, -3.1 plus 3.5, it gives us 2/5. That means it's 0.4. So I have written over here 0.4y. And same is the case with the other side. It's 11.5 and -13.5. They have different signs, so they will be subtracted and we will get -2. Now to get rid of this 0.4, I'll divide both sides by 0.4, and finally my answer will be y equals -5, right? And this can also be done on the calculator. You can write -2 divided by, like here, -2 divided by 0.4, so it will give us -5. See, so after this, the next step is very simple. You have to go for the substitution. Here I substituted y with -5 and I have chosen the first equation for substitution. The next steps are very easy. Okay, so we have one more, wait, not this one. Okay, now I want you to solve this question on your own, because this is a very important question. First you have to make the equations by reading the statements given in the question. You have to make the equations, and then you will solve that system of equations to find their ages, the find of Natalie's age and Frankie's age. Okay, so better pause the video here and come solve it on your own. So here is the solution for this question. By the way, when I was making the equations, I noticed that they were saying Natalie's age and Frankie's age. If you add them, it's becoming 44. Okay, I wrote it over here that n plus f equals 44. When I read the second statement, it says if you add Frankie's age to 3 times Natalie's age. So because I chose f as for Frankie's age and the variable n for Natalie's age, so it became like this: f plus 3n equals 70. Now when I compare the variables, they were not aligned above each other. So first I aligned them, n plus f equals 40, and then I changed the places of 3n and f over here, 3n plus f equals 70, so that I could have both the variables aligned above each other, right? After that, I noticed that both, if I want to cancel this f and f, it's not possible. I need to multiply any of the equation by -1, or in other words, you can say that I have to change the signs of any of the equation. So I changed the signs of the first equation: negative n, negative f equals -4, right? And then 3n, negative n will give us 2n, because if I add with the different signs, the terms will be subtracted, so it's 2n. And here 70 minus 40, it will be 26, and the rest of the steps are the same. Now I will give you some extra practice questions. I want you to pause the video on that slide. Wait, let me show you the questions. Here are the questions. I want you to practice for these 4 questions, solve them on your own, and then when you are done, just play the video to check the answers of these questions. So here are the answers for all those 4 questions. That's all for this idea. Hope you understand it.